Optibotimus comes with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at something very special. On today's episode, we have the new Transformers Earthrise alternate universe Optimus Prime. What was more than likely going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but due to COVID-19, San Diego Comic-Con as well as every convention has been canceled. So this was released through Amazon. I don't know if other retailers are going to be picking it up, but right now the only way that I'm aware of how to get this is through Amazon. What's really nice about this though is that it is a direct homage to how Optimus Prime looked in the 1986 film after he died. When they talk about alternate universe, I don't really know what that means. Basically, it is Optimus after he died, and that's evident by what they say on the Amazon listing itself. It talks about how the life drained from his spark and all that kind of stuff, and specifically says that this is done to homage how he looked in the 1986 animated movie. So again, I don't know what alternate universe means. For the package though, absolutely gorgeous. Now, I wish it was done a little bit differently, and I'll tell you why. What you have is basically the chest of Optimus. Coming in to take a closer look, you can see you have a very battle-damaged look for him with his grill, the windows you can see in the reflection here. You got Ultra Magnus, Hot Rod, and of course RC. We do know that we're getting an RC. We already got Ultra Magnus, so maybe this is a little bit of a hint that we're going to be getting a new Hot Rod. That would be cool. But the rest of the package is all beautifully done. The side here shows his exhausts. The other side has that as well. Don't really know why, because they should be attached to his arm. They're not actually attached to this, but whatever. The top section here, you can see the Autobot logo with the Transformers alternate universe thing with Optimus, and then you've got those little pieces right there that like sit up on his shoulders. The bottom section here has a continuation of the rest of his torso. Come around to the back, and it's his back, which is great. But what's cool is you can actually open this. If I can get my fingers in there. Unfortunately, my box, you can kind of see it came a little bit smushed. It is what it is. But you can open this almost like he opened the chest to reveal the Matrix, except it's his whole body. But when you open it, you have this. Now, as I said, this is done to homage how he looked after he died. So this is a grayed out version of him, or what a lot of times is referred to as the sleep mode for Optimus. It seems that Optimus dies now. Well, it almost fell out in almost every version. That whole thing's just going to come out of the character that we basically get. But in 1986, it was the first time and messed up a lot of people. I remember I had no idea that there was a movie coming out. I watched a cartoon, all of this stuff, and then one day my mom came home from work. She worked for my grandparents who owned a video store back in Michigan. She came home and she's like, I got a surprise for you. She goes to our VCR, which some of you kids probably have no idea what it is, puts in the cassette or VHS tape. Again, something you guys probably have no idea, but put it in, and as I'm watching it, it's that opening scene. You have Unicron, all this stuff, and I'm like, this looks like it's Transformers. And then and my mind exploded because, like I said, I had no idea that was happening. Through the rest of it, I'm watching, I'm thinking it's the coolest thing ever, and then Optimus dies. In 1986, I was 8 years old, so my mind wasn't completely there. I know a lot of people talk about how they were sad. I honestly remember watching it thinking that, is he actually dead? Did he actually die? I through the course of the movie, I basically had forgotten about Optimus Prime, and I guess I just expected him to come back, but he never did. And so it did upset me, and it was kind of a bummer, to be totally honest. Now, we have gotten, like I said, other sleep mode versions of them, but none of them have really been expanded upon other than just repainting them. And he is mostly just a repaint, but they did do some extra paint applications to his face to kind of denote the cracking of it. We'll get into that here in a bit when I take you over to my table and do a up close look. But honestly, and then you have the instructions right here and warning stuff. I really wish, and you can do it like this, but I really wish that they gave us a packaging bit similar to this, where it was more like the bed that he sat on, and then you could have the other characters around him. You can kind of do that with this, but it's definitely too big. It comes up on the edges because this is, again, just the repaint of that leader class one that we've gotten recently. I just wish that they had a better bed for him to lay in to display him, like I said, in that scene when he's dying. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have the alternate universe sleep mode or dead version of Optimus, whatever you want to call him, open up out of its packaging and obviously in his vehicle mode. Now, in the movie, we never saw him in vehicle mode, obviously after he died. So for me, this is just the carryover effect of making his robot mode look like that. Starting off first with the trailer, this is basically, like I said, a repaint. All of this, for the most part, is. As you can see, this isn't really great. I mean, it's a muted color, but I don't know really how to describe this. Obviously, this is like a dark gray. This is kind of like an off-white. You can see that it is, I mean, obviously it's still down, but you got like this striping, the Autobot logo, all that stuff, muted. This is the original one for comparison. Obviously, this is also gray, so that kind of works out. But nice. I mean, I don't mind it really at all. You can see that the bottom section as opposed to a little bit darker gray here, which kind of matches that a little bit more, honestly. It's blacked out. You can still open this. Let's see. And you can still fold this piece out. You can still slide this up. You can use that as a shield if you really want to. All right, put that down just like that. I move that. And then he does have this little bit. Obviously, that is all the same that we got from the previous, but again, I kind of like the color for this one a little bit more, honestly. It just looks a little bit better and matches a little bit more. Get Optimus out of the way. Obviously, you can see how the internal section looks. Obviously, you got the dark black section here, but I do like this a little bit more, especially this gray piece here, as opposed to the full-on black. It's not bad because obviously the black is represented here, so it works, but it is what it is, really. I mean, you probably are going to want to take this. I wonder if you can, are those pinned in there? You know, I wonder. I'm looking to see if those are actually pinned in or if they're just... Oh, no, wait, hold on. I got an idea. I'm going to try something. That just posts in there. So, yeah, that's going to make me a lot happier for a table. So, let's see. You can even fold that up if you really wanted to. I don't know why you would want to do it, but, I mean... There we go. All right, that's probably going to look a lot better. Let's set this off to the side for right now. So there's the trailer section. For the weapon, again, I don't know why they did. I mean, this looks nice. It's a nice silver. I don't know why they needed to really change this. His gun didn't change color. This is nice, though, but this is obviously a better representation. You still have that weird post thing right there. It is what it is, I guess. Vehicle mode. Here we go. Again, we never saw Optimus look like this in terms of the vehicle mode, so it this doesn't like stand tabbed in nearly as good on the new one here. But it stands to reason that he would change in general. Overall, really very, very nice. Again, very much muted. The silver stays the same, although they added silver to the hubcaps where this one didn't have it here in the front, so that's nice to see. The back section have the same hubcap, so that's all basically the same. I like how they painted around that little post right there, whereas that one just kind of sticks out. I like how that one's black. That does look really nice. Autobot logo is muted as well. All the windshields are muted and everything. You got that nice blue for this, whereas this is a very
muted color. Part of me wishes that they did something with the inside of the windshield. They're like putting cracks or something in here. That would have been really nice. Now, there is some remolding to this, which is a surprise. I didn't necessarily think they were going to remold really anything. Every sleep mode version of Optimus has always just basically been a repaint, but they did give him a new head, which we'll look at. I do wish that they gave him some other remolded parts on here just to kind of go along with that battle damage sort of appearance. But in general, really very nice still. I mean, this has a tremendous amount of paint on it as well, so I like that they carried that over. I do kind of like, and I'll be totally honest, I might pop these tires off. Oh wait, those are pinned in there. I can't pop these off. You guys suck. Yeah, you can see that they got the little mushroom pin in there, so I'm not going to be able to swap that, and you tricky bastards. But there he is, Sleep Mode Optimus. I think that, like I said, this is just basically a result, obviously, of creating a robot mode that looks like Optimus when he died. So there's that. Now, because the transformation is the exact same, nothing changes, even though he does have a new head, it is all the same. Let me angle up here so everything kind of looks halfway decent. I am going to skip the transformation, but if you need any help whatsoever, my playlist is available where you can check out the original review of the Earthrise Optimus and get any help that you may need. But utilizing some of that good old-fashioned optibotimus movie magic, we're going to go from the alternate universe version of Optimus looking like this, killing your childhood one Autobot at a time. That's what we got. And this is honestly what the main purpose of this set really is for, to create this. The coloring that they got is fantastic. It really does look good. Granted, it's in line with a lot of those Sleep Mode Optimus figures that we got before, but they did go the extra mile, like I said, in actually giving us a new head sculpt, and that is wonderful. Granted, I wish they would have done more. Let me get the camera situated here. I wish that they would have given us a little bit more in terms of battle damage. Certainly would have been nice if they put some scratches or breaks or something in the windshield, but for the comparison, here we go. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see it fairly decently, but obviously not much is different other than the paint scheme. But that head really is very nicely done. You can see, first off, they have some extra paint detail in the mask that obviously the original one doesn't, but that is just paint. It does look good, and it's really quite impressive. I'm trying to see, even the eye coloring is muted, so again, real creepy. But what's nice is the molded differences in his head. It's a little bit harder to see, but what you basically have are new molded antenna here on the side. You can see, obviously, they're broken, which is great. But again, I really wish they would have done more. I mean, some of these pieces, like for example, this, they could have put a new piece there. That doesn't affect transformation. They could have remolded this. That would have been good. This really doesn't affect too much of the transformation. They could have damaged that, or at least put some extra scorching or something. They got a lot of it on the siege stuff, so I don't know why they couldn't have used more. But what's nice though is while this is sparkless, this is him without life, you can still, they still included this, you can open this up, and what's nice is the matrix of leadership still is full color because the life force that is in there is still there, and you can see the similarities between the two. Really nothing much changed between that, which is nice to see. Obviously that can remove. If I can somehow get my finger in there we go. Come on, pull that. It's definitely tricky to get out. It fits over these little posts. See, I'm obviously not worthy of it, but it fits over those little posts right there. So you can see that that still has full color, which looks great. But this is what I was saying, like this piece right here, I feel like is just a painted translucent section because, or maybe it's just painted on the inside of this, but they could have put some paint on the inside there and then put the window in there just to give it that cracked sort of look. So absolutely fantastic that they did that. Now, I did play around with this. I rotated these around a little bit because I do want to have something, like you could see, where you can put that there. That works for me. Doing it like this, I didn't really like it. When these were up, I didn't like that nearly as much. So I had to modify things a little bit, but nothing is permanently damaged and can be easily put back into place. This can even like store underneath here, so you don't have to worry about losing that. Will that push up? No, that's perfectly fine. So everything can stay perfectly good as it was. I like taking these because then you can get the legs flat down more. But I mean, that is fantastic. It really, really is. I'm absolutely impressed with this set. It's a lot of people are complaining because, you know, like, oh yay, a dead version of Optimus Prime. But why not? I mean, it was an absolutely. Oh, you know what? I did lie. There is some battle damage right there. I don't know how well that's. Let me come back here and zoom in. Battle damage right there. So I mean, by battle damage, I just mean some extra paint, but that would have been nice if they put it in a lot of other places, and I don't see it anywhere else on him. But I mean, that is a fantastic head sculpt just in general, and then remolding it with the broken antenna, absolutely great idea. I just, like I said, I wish there was a little bit more to it, but the overall execution of it is still really nice. They could have very easily given us some kind of packaging that allows for a bed more similar to what we saw in the movie, but you can still easily use this. You can put your RC, Hot Rod, Perceptor, all those figures around this. Your Daniel probably wouldn't really fit because he would have to be reaching over this, but I mean, who cares about Daniel, right? I mean, this is great. Absolutely fantastic. Now, as I mentioned, I do not know if this is going to be available anywhere else. Here in North America, it's exclusive to Amazon, as far as I know. I don't know if they're going to be releasing this in any other sort of capacity, like retailers or online or brick and mortar, regardless. I don't know if they're going to be doing it at all. I would imagine maybe Big Bad Toy Store. They seem to get a lot of what were going to be San Diego Comic-Con exclusives just in general, and like I said, I honestly believe that this was meant to be an SDCC exclusive that they had to do something with because that event got canceled. So all in all, really very nice. If you still want to pick it up, it is sold out right now through Amazon. However, they do expect it to come in stock sometime in the next month or two. That's what it says on there anyhow. So it's a possibility for you to still get it. To make it easy, I'll put a link right down in the video description where you can go to Amazon and then they allow you to join a wait list so you'll get notified when they put this back. I would absolutely pick it up. Like I said, I mean, it has a very pivotal sort of feel to it because it was from a pivotal scene that affected a lot of us. So good job, Hasbro. Really very impressed with it. So like I said, I'll put a link right down in the video description where you can go to Amazon and check out availability on this, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one very small thing for me, and that's simply just to hit that thumbs up button. That one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. Also, I want to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons who, through their continued support, now more than ever help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can become a patron and help support my channel, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/optibotimus. And as always, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.